Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. So today we're going to talk about hiring. Building your team, super important. But how do you hire? Who do you hire? When do you hire? So I personally like to hire on vibes. I know that sounds hippy dippy, not really the path, but for me, I like to run a really small team of really tight-knit people. And I found this quadrant I talked about in a previous episode, but you essentially have on the x-axis, it's agency, just a fancy word for autonomy, get shit done. And then on the y-axis, you have talent. So in this quadrant, you're going to have four types of people, excuse me. So one of the people in there is low talent, high agency. These are go-getters. These are going to be incredible hires. They're usually not awesome on paper. They don't have a fancy pedigree. They might be orthogonal to the business, but these people can be awesome. They're usually under market because they're undervalued, and go-getters, definitely hire them. Moving over to the right, so you're going to have high talent, high agency. These are what we refer to as game changers. If you run into a game changer, let them write the check. You want to hire them instantly. They're probably going to be expensive. They're probably going to be gainfully employed, but game changers will literally change the physics of your business. Hire them at all costs and keep them at all costs. Going down into the bottom right, we have high talent, low agency. These are the most seductive people. These are what I refer to as the frustrated geniuses. And candidly, this used to be me. I'm old now, but years and years ago, I used to be the frustrated genius. And this person is incredible on paper. They might even be an Ivy pedigree. They're uber talented, but the problem with the frustrated genius is they never get shit done. They want everything to be perfect. I've worked at a myriad of companies, from small, running my own agency, to working at Whole Foods, to working at a big agency. Nothing's ever perfect. And these people always pick holes and just throw grenades from the peanut gallery. Stay away from frustrated geniuses. They're a siren song and terrible. And then bottom left corner, obviously these people are low talent, low agency. Duh, you don't need to worry about that. Moving on from that, when you hire, there's something called the 4 S's. I stole this framework from a podcast called The Knowledge Project. But you want story, structure, social, and stimulation. If the people on your team don't buy into the story, the mission, it's not worth it. They're going to churn or they're going to do bad work. When you have standards, you don't really need to care about quality work because people are going to do quality work. So make sure everybody's bought into the story. Social. For better or worse, you're going to spend a lot of your life working. So you want to work around people you like, people you with, people that are like lighting you up. And if you don't have a quote unquote best friend at work, that might not be the best place for you, because you're either going to burn out or you're just not going to have fun, because we're social creatures. So story, social. Next is structure. Personally, I hate meetings, but at the same time, there's a certain aspect of having structure and control over your time is a huge deal to almost everybody. And living in that fire alarm Friday where there's always something crazy, it's just not the path, and it'll just lead to burnout, or even worse, talent's just going to churn, because talented people can work wherever they want. And then lastly, stimulation. Is the job stimulating? Are people getting actual feels? Are they excited about the work? And I always find too that ownership and stimulation go hand in hand. If you don't have ownership, it's not ever going to be the path, because you just get into this really weird kind of free rider problem where nobody knows who owns things, and it just gets into a terrible place. So story, structure, social, and stimulation are really key if you want to build an incredible culture at your company. And then the last thing I'm going to throw at you, it's called two-factor theory or hygiene theory. And it's essentially, most people think satisfaction and dissatisfaction are on one spectrum. They're actually on two separate spectrums. So what do I mean by that? So you have satisfaction and dissatisfaction. So if you really hate your job, but you're getting paid, and then you get a big raise and you're getting paid more money, that's not going to make you more satisfied with the job. It's just going to make you less dissatisfied. Whereas if you care about responsibility, autonomy, business impact, things of those nature, then that's actually going to make you more satisfied with your job. So you can use those kind of 3 frameworks to understand, are you hiring the right people? When are you hiring these people? The types of people you're hiring, and making sure you retain them and build an awesome company culture.